channel, or welcome back. My name is Lemon ASMR, aka Laura. I hope you are doing so very well today. And I'm very excited to bring this video to you. It has been highly requested for me to share how I do my makeup looks, or just my makeup routine in general. So today I decided to go and do my classic pink eyeshadow look for you guys, and I really like how it came out. This is a look that I wear all the time, and I constantly get questions on how I do it. So I wanted to put together this relaxing makeup routine for you, and I hope that you all enjoy it and possibly learn a thing or two about how I do my makeup. So sit back and relax and we will get started. So obviously I'm starting out with a fresh face. Now, I shared my skincare routine a couple of videos back, and that's what I would usually do in the morning. However, if I'm also incorporating makeup into my routine that day, I use this product right here. So this here is the Pore Serum Skin Food, and it's the Peach Sake. And now this is a pore minimizer. I find that this really helps with underneath my eyes and kind of around my nose, just to help the makeup apply a little bit better. I don't really use primers. I just use this and my moisturizer, and then I go ahead and put the makeup on top of that. So I know everybody has their routines that work for them when it comes to the longevity of their makeup, but I find that this product really helps me out. So I apply this all over my face before I apply my moisturizer and SPF. So I'm just going to put some of this into the palm of my hand, about 4 pumps, and I will rub it between my fingers and then apply it. It's very lightweight, so I don't feel like it makes my skin feel super greasy or anything. And it dries really nicely. But yeah, definitely focusing it like right here and like underneath my nose there really helps. And it creates a more seamless finish once I apply the products on top. So I let that sit for a minute or two just to really make sure that it's absorbed before I apply another layer. I feel like a lot of people will just start piling on the products, and that can really lead to a thickness and a really cakey looking face once the makeup is actually on. So I try to avoid that at all using an SPF on your face every single day, regardless of makeup or if you're outside for extended periods of time, you really need to start to. I'm telling you, it's one of the only things that is going to protect your skin from the sun, from aging, from cancer. Like, you need to use a skin protectant. I find it's very convenient to use just a daily moisturizer that already has SPF, and I really recommend this one. It's definitely a whiter look than most moisturizers, but once you kind of get a handle for how much you should be using, it applies really easily. This is also a pretty affordable brand. I think they sell it at the drugstore. I got it at Ulta, but I really, really like it for its price. Okay, so I just apply a little amount, like this much. It's probably like a little bit larger than a pea-size amount. You know, what all the beauty gurus are like a quarter size, a pea size. It's kind of like that, but I rub this between my fingertips as well. And then I apply it. I'm just gonna look in the viewfinder for a second. Really though, make sure to avoid your eyes. Avoid your eyes, because it will sting. So just kind of go around. You can get like a little on the eyelid, but be careful to not get it into your eye. Also, always extend down onto your neck and jaw. Those places are just as sensitive as your face and need the SPF protection. And then obviously, like, if you're going outside, you should put sunscreen on your body if it's, you know, gonna be one of those days where it's sunny and you have more skin exposed. It's always a risk, so just remember that. So I find, similar to the peach sake serum, I definitely have to let this sit a little bit before I go ahead and apply makeup, which actually works out good for me because I tend to do my eye makeup first and then my face makeup. So before I start with the eye makeup, I always just slap on some chapstick just so that my lips are kind of getting moisturized as I'm doing the rest of my makeup. So I'm just using this Burt's Bee mango scented or flavored chapstick. My hands are like slippery from the sunscreen. It's hard to get the cap off. There we go. So I just go ahead and apply this onto my lips. I actually really like Burt's Bees chapstick. I feel like it works the best out of like most of the like drugstore chapsticks. Or I guess I should say lip balm because it's not chapstick, it's Burt's Bees, but you get what I'm saying. So I just put that on. So now I'm gonna get started with the eye makeup. So the first thing that I do is apply something to the eyelid, like a primer. I don't use actual eye primer, I just use concealer. So I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape. I was using this on my face for a long time, but now I really just reserve it for base for my eyelids. I find that it really helps the eyeshadow hold out of any other concealer that I've primed my eyes with before. it in, or I use my fingers depending on how I'm feeling. Today I'm gonna go ahead and use this brush. You will see this brush a few more times in this video because I use it for my face as well. It is the Rare Beauty Concealer Brush. It has this really cool shape. It's like an angled shape. And I find that it's very effective with blending. So I'm just gonna pop a mirror open and blend this in on my eyelids. I find that using any standard concealer honestly works just as good, if not better, than most standard like primers. Like, I used to spend so much money on Urban Decay primer potion or like MAC paint pots, and truly this works better. So yeah, I just blend that out like you see, and then I usually take some face powder and just set the concealer a little bit before going in with the eyeshadow. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Micro Powder. It just looks like this. It's just like any face powder, and I literally use an e.l.f. brush, and I just put it on top of the concealer. And it works perfectly, literally $3. You'll see that I definitely have a combination of like more high-end products and then like drugstore products too. I really don't discriminate, I just use what works for me. But now that we have all of that on, I'm going to start with the eyeshadow. A lot of you guys probably know me for my crazy eyeshadow looks. I'm always wearing different colors. It's kind of crazy. Like, personally, I feel so much more confident with the crazy eyeshadow colors as compared to when I do like a natural look. I think it's just kind of become my signature piece, and it's what I feel the most comfortable wearing. Which people are always like, I can't believe you go out in public with bright pink eyeshadow. To which I say, like, I don't even notice. It's just like me. It's what I like to wear. So that's just how it be. So I'm excited to finally show you guys how I do it. So today I'm going to do one of my signature pink eyeshadow looks. I recently got this new eyeshadow palette from my friend Sarah. Sarah lives in Germany, and me and my friends did a Secret Santa. Sarah got me, and she sent me this palette, and it's literally one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I'm so obsessed with it. So this is the, ooh, that's a good sound. This is the I Love This World palette by Quing Beauty. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it, but it looks like this. And it's like the craziest palette I've ever seen. Just watch. So the middle looks like that, and then you open it. There's these plastic covers. Hold on. Like, are you kidding? Is that not the craziest thing you've ever seen? Like, literally every color of the freaking rainbow. It's so insane. She obviously knows me very well to get me this, so I've been making my way through the colors in this palette, and the payoff on the pigments is actually really great. I've been using it, and I find that it's comparable to many other eyeshadow brands that I use, so I'm excited to be using this palette today and sharing with you guys a look. I feel like makeup is so universal. Like, I can show you how I do my makeup and all the products I use, but I'm sure that you guys could go into your own collections and kind of come up with the same look using your products and your own skill set. And there's always room for improvement with makeup and how you kind of develop your own personal style. personally been wearing makeup since I was 11 years old. I remember being 11 years old and my mom taking me to the MAC store, and I was so excited to get a 224 brush and a paint pot. I used to be obsessed with Juicy Star 07 and All That Glitters 21. If you don't know who they are, you had to be there, but they were like the it girls of the beauty community back then. And what year was that? Like 2009, 2010. And they literally taught me how to do my makeup. I started wearing makeup in middle school, and I would show up probably looking insane, but we all start somewhere. We all have to have a journey with our glow up and how we do our makeup, but makeup has always been one of my passions, and I find that it's really fun to express myself through makeup, hence the crazy looks. So when I'm doing a colorful look, the first thing I always do is find the crease color. So for this look in particular, let's see, there's so many options in this palette. I think I'm gonna go with this color here. I usually go for a matte shade in my crease and then a shimmer on the eyelid. So I think I'm gonna start here with this pink color right there and work with that. I always start off with some type of fluffy brush like this one. This is the Urban Decay. It's like dual-ended. There's like this small smudge side, and then there's the crease side. I think it came in one of the old Naked palettes, but I still love it and use it to this day. Even though my Naked palettes are long gone, I really like the brush still, so I dip it into the color a little bit, and you'll see how pigmented that is. Isn't that crazy? So then I'm gonna just apply it, and guys, there's gonna get to a point where I look insane. There always is. You need to trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process, because the eyeshadow looks like trash until it's finished. So just trust it. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna apply it in my crease. I'll show you how I apply it. Just watch like this. I take the brush, kind of find my crease like that. It looks crazy. And I just start tracing along on my crease right there. Just like this. And I go all the way in. Or almost all the way sometimes. I don't go all the way into the inner corner, but probably like 3/4 of the way until I have a defined crease with the bright pink color. And then I just kind of continually blend it until it's to my liking. So I'm just gonna do that. So that's what it looks like. Probably looks insane, but that is our first step. And also I go out a little far, like right here, because I'm going to fix it after. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip into the color again and do the other eye. It definitely looks super bright and pigmented. So this palette has just been so fun to play around with. There's so many colors to experiment with. Personally, I like pink eyeshadow the best. Blue is a runner-up, and then everything else I kind of just try around, but these are my signatures. I also find that my eye shapes really differ, or like my eyelid space differs, so the way I do one eye next to the other eye, sometimes it's a slightly different process just because of the discrepancies in the shapes. But I just continue again, defining that crease and working its way into the center and sort of into the inner corner as well. Okay. Then I kind of look in the mirror and I compare both sides. I usually will take another brush at this time and just blend it in. A brush that doesn't have any product on it. Like this one. This is another one from the Naked palette series. It's just like a flat but also fluffy brush. I like this one for the crease a lot. I will use this to blend out the eyeshadow that I've laid down, just to make sure that I like the way it sits, especially in tandem with my eyebrow. I don't want it to be like way too high, but sometimes it gets a little crazy while you're doing it, so I just go in and kind of blend it the way I want. As you can see here, it's kind of gotten a little high, so I'll usually take some powder or just a lighter eyeshadow color and fix it. Makeup is all about playing around until you get the result you want. Like, you can never really mess up a look. You can always fix it, and it'll end up looking good in the end. Okay, I'm gonna go back with the fluffy brush from the beginning and just apply a little more color, just to make sure it's really pigmented and strong before we move on to the lid color. So I'm just tapping a little back in. I'm gonna tap the excess off and just kind of go back in and apply it wherever I think it needs to be. Okay. Okay. A little bit more. I definitely feel like too, some days you have like a really good makeup day, and then other days it's just like not working for you and you feel like you can't blend it, or it's just not coming out the way you intended. And those days I try to be gentle with myself. There's days where I'll be doing my makeup to film a video and I hate how it turns out, but I just kind of have to roll with it and make do, because at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. My next step is to identify which shimmer color I want to put on my lid. So looking at the palette, I would usually go for a lighter pink color. The color that's sticking out to me right now is this one right here. It's just like a shimmery light pink. It goes with the darker pink, but it's also a different color, so it's kind of giving that dual tone. For this color, I'm going to take this angled little brush. This is from Tarte. It's still fluffy, but I find that it works really well on the eyelid because of the shape. It really gets into the inner corner. So I'm going to put that shimmery pink color on there, pack it on really dense, and then I go in and apply it on the lid like this. I go all the way into the inner corner, and if I have some fallout, you'll see we'll fix it after. This is why I do my eyeshadow first. So I'll put that all over the lid and kind of blend it into the crease until I like the way it looks. But this is like the easiest way to achieve an eye look with just using two colors. Like, it comes together so nice. In the regard of doing like bright eyeshadow looks, this is all you really have to do, is the crease and then a shimmer on the lid, and you're good to go. Sometimes I add like one more lighter shade just to add some contrast, but that's what we're working with right now. I'm gonna go ahead and do that to the other eye too. So this is another instant where I go in and kind of look at what I've done already. And I will often go back in with the blending brush or the brush we used first, and I'll kind of fix it up to my liking. Sometimes you have to go back in with some color and just make it look more even or whatever it is. I'm finding that this crease looks a little darker, so I'm just darkening up on this side right now. But like I said, it's all about just playing around until you get a result that you like. So I think for now this looks good. My next step is always to fix the sides. So to fix the edges, because I like the edges to be more sharp, I use the Tarte Shape Tape again. And I apply some and blend it in with my brush. So I'm going to show you how I do that. And that's really one of the steps that I think makes the makeup look a lot better. So I don't take a ton, but I use the pointy end, the pointy end of the brush, and I create a line. Like that. Again, keeping in mind the discrepancies in the eye shapes. I do the lines slightly different, but I do that. And then I go back in with the concealer brush from earlier and I blend it out a little. I'm very careful because I don't want to smudge inside of the eyeshadow on my eyelid, so I often brush outward strokes until the line is kind of more natural and doesn't look so obvious. But I go down like this, and I'm just very, very careful to not disturb the makeup on the inner part, if you know what I mean. But it definitely does a great job to crisp up the look and make it look a lot more put together. So kind of like that. I also like that this gives kind of an imitation cat wing. You will notice while I do the rest of my makeup that I am in fact not an eyeliner girl. I use it on my upper tight line, but I do not put eyeliner on my eyelid for the most part. This is because I have slightly hooded eyes, and I find when I put eyeliner, it just makes it look like my whole eye is black. So I just don't love it on me. I wish that I could love it on me, but it's just not my favorite. Okay, so now that that's done, I feel like it already looks so much better. The next step that I do with the eyeshadow, or the last step I should say, regarding the pink, is I take this brush again, but now we're going to use this side, the little knobby side, and I go back in with that original pink color that we used in the crease, and I drag it just under my eyelid a little bit. So, getting a little bit of it on there, I tap it off, and just so slightly apply it underneath. And you'll see that the way I placed the concealer makes it so that the eyeshadow underneath and the line kind of meet up and look in sync with one another. So like that. That's what I do. And then I do the other side. Okay, so I just do that, and I always put eyeshadow underneath my eye. I feel like it really ties the makeup together, especially when you're doing a bright look like this. You definitely don't have to if you feel like it looks bad, but for me, I find it just kind of completes the look. So the last thing I do regarding eyeshadow is highlighter on my inner tear duct area and up on my brow bone as well. My brow bone and my tear duct area, my brow bone. I always use highlighter. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the highlighter that's actually in this mirror. This thing that I've been using. It's actually a Kylie Cosmetic bronzer highlighter duo from a collection that is so old that it's kind of embarrassing. I'm still using this and it's definitely expired, but I still use it. Glow Up Face Duo. I think it's literally from her 2017 summer collection. When I show you it, you'll see I used most of the bronzer, but the highlighter is still there, so I dip this same brush, or sometimes I grab a new one. Let's see. I do actually have this one right here. This is from Sonia Kashuk, this brush. I dip it in the highlighter, and I put that in my inner corners, and I find that really brightens up the eye. That, and then also right here, right under the highest point of the eyebrow. So I do that on both sides, and I love the way that this looks. It really opens up your eye. I have smaller eyes, so this is like a really good small eye tip. So like right there, I like it to look kind of like bright. So inner corner and the brow bone, and that's the eyeshadow. Sometimes I'll just take one more time. I'll just go in with this brush. Make sure it's blended to my liking. And then that completes the eyeshadow. So the two things that I think really make the eyeshadow come together is using a black eyeliner on your tight line, and then also when you apply mascara, I feel like your whole face changes. So first, going in with this is a black eyeliner pencil from Rimmel London. It's called Black Magic. I got this from CVS, and I think it works just as good as any other black eyeliner I've used before. Okay, so I take this and I literally press it up into my eyelid. I will show you as best that I can. I go in here and I apply it all the way on the top. You can, if you need to, lift your eye. Sometimes it makes your eyes water a little, so I just like fan myself a little bit. But when I tell you, it just brings so much definition to the lash line once you put your mascara on. I feel like it really does make a difference, so I highly recommend trying that if you've never done it before. You just put it in the tight line, not even the bottom, but the upper, and it makes a world of difference. Next, I do my mascara. I've been making my way through a bunch of different mascara samples that I got in the Sephora lash stash I got for Christmas. So the one that I'm currently using is the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara. Ilia, is that how you say it? This is an After Midnight, which is just black. I really like the applicator on this one though. When you look at this applicator, it's a plastic applicator. It's not like the fibery type of applicator like your standard mascara wand. This one is hard plastic, which I personally really like, and I feel like it really gets into your eyelashes and pulls them up. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. I like to take it, put it at the base, and then I roll as I lift. And that's how I kind of get the best mascara I can. I also never curl my eyelashes. I haven't owned an eyelash curler since I was like 14 and broke off a bunch of my eyelashes. I just don't think it's worth it to me anymore. So I just go in with mascara, and that's about it. I never really wear false eyelashes or anything either. I'm not good at putting them on. So I just do mascara, but you can see even just the one coat, the difference between eyes is like crazy. I dip it again and do the other side. also do the bottom lashes just ever so lightly like this, kind of focusing at the root and then lightening up on the pressure as I go down, like that. That's what it looks like. So that is the completed eye look. So next I move on to my face. The first thing that I always apply is my concealer. It may be a shock, but I don't wear foundation. I only wear concealer and powder on top of it. And I've been doing that probably for about 2 years now. I have not put foundation on my face for 2 years. It's not really because I'm anti-foundation. In fact, I used to wear it literally every single day. But I just haven't found one that I truly, truly love. And I feel like I use the concealer to cover any acne spots. But other than that, I find that my face has a pretty similar like tone. I don't really have like redness or any issues where that's concerned. So I don't really find that foundation is necessary. I've been using lately this Rare Beauty concealer. It's in the color 140C. I really like this like topper. I think it looks really cute. And even the little applicator is super pointed and helps you to really get into areas on your face. So I always do under my eyes and then any acne spots, a little on my forehead and chin. So you'll see how I apply it. I don't go like overboard. I don't do any specific like pattern. What I'm telling you, like, I learned how to do makeup from Juicy Star 07, not the beauty gurus of today. So I really don't follow any of the like beauty guru trends of like 2021. It's just not how I do my makeup, which is okay. Like I said, everybody has a different way they do it. That's what makes everybody look unique and fun. So I go back in with the Rare Beauty concealer brush and I blend all of this out. I find that this concealer dries pretty fast, so I try to work as fast as I can. I kind of line up this concealer on my nose and then blend it underneath like this. As you can see, I really don't think beyond this I need any extra coverage. I feel like at that rate I would just be putting unnecessary layers onto my face and making myself look like more cakey, which I don't like. So the lighter I can go, the better. I have really been breaking out a lot though lately. I'm not sure why. I've been exercising a lot more, so maybe it's just like from sweating, but it's been really bad. So personally, you might notice that not all of my spots are completely covered, and that's okay with me. My skin is skin. There's imperfections that are going to show through. I don't think that's the end of the world. It doesn't bother me. So yeah, if I can still kind of see my acne or little scars or whatever else on my face, it's fine with me. I actually like the lighter coverage look. unifying the face and making it look kind of airbrushed, which I guess the name of the powder does kind of explicitly say. So with this, I go in with this big fluffy Real Techniques face brush, and I put it on here, and I honestly go over my whole face, starting with kind of the cheeks and underneath my eyes, onto the jaw and chin, onto this side under the eye again. And I always blend the powder down the neck too, just to make sure I'm matching. Over the nose and onto the forehead. And that's really it for like foundation or like coverage wise. That's all I do before moving on to the other steps. So usually the next step would be bronzer. I do still use the bronzer out of this Kylie palette, even though it's super almost gone and old. I usually just take this same brush and I apply just a little bit of bronzer kind of all over. I don't really contour. Sometimes I will contour my nose, but not usually, not an everyday thing for me. But I blend on my cheeks a little bit. I'm really pale. I'm not trying to fool anybody with like bronzer, but just adding a little bit can kind of make your face look less makeup-y, I find. So I just do it, and then I'll apply like a little on the sides of my nose too, and the tip. But that's really it for that. The next thing that I do is blush though, which I love blush, and I wear a lot of blush. You can probably tell from my videos I'm usually like blushed up. So lately I've been doing a combination of a cream blush and a powder on top. So I really have been liking this from Milk Makeup. This is the Lip and Cheek Duo, I guess. You can use it for your lips or your face. It's in the color Work. And it's like this. You can kind of like roll it up or down. And it's this kind of mauve-y pink color, which is what I like the best on my cheeks. So I take this and I apply it, and I use my fingers to blend it out. So you'll see I kind of put a lot, but I go on my cheek like this, kind of smile, and then blend it with my finger. I kind of go up a little and then do this. I kind of have a baby face, so I really do have like an apple on my cheek, as they always say to do. So I do this, and then I blend kind of up towards the temple. Like that. I really like this color, and the staying power of the product is like so nice, honestly. When I put the powder on top, it lasts really long. But again, on this cheek, just blending it in. Okay, I also put it on my nose right here. Like on the tip, which might sound crazy, but if you start doing this, you'll notice how adorable you look. So I always do some, blend it kind of upwards and down as well. I swear blush on the nose is like the new highlighting the nose. It just looks so cute. Okay, so then I go with a powder blush that kind of matches the color. I just find that adding the powder on top really locks it in for me. This blush is the Urban Decay Afterglow 8-Hour Blush. It's in the color Fetish. kind of like a muted mauvey tone, which I love. And I go in with a blush brush like this one. This is from Tarte. And I just dip in there pretty good. Like I said, I like a strong blush. And I apply it over top the Milk makeup. Kind of like that on the nose as well. And then I usually just go back in with this big brush and kind of like make sure it's nicely blended. But I do like it to be kind of intense like this. Obviously you don't have to do your blush as intense as me, but I just think it looks like youthful and flushed, and I don't know, I really like the look of it. Okay, so that's that. And next I do a highlighter. Lately I've been obsessed with this Rare Beauty highlighter. It's called Mesmerize. It's a liquid highlighter, which is always fun. Again, really obsessed with the Rare Beauty packaging. I just think it looks so nice. But this one is a bigger applicator. So this one has like a doe foot applicator, and I just use this directly on my face and then blend with my fingers. So I do each cheek kind of like that, and I'll do them like individually because the highlighter will dry really fast if not. But I put it like that and then just blend it in with my fingertips. Like that. It's super pretty. I honestly go through phases with highlighter. Sometimes I'm like not in the mood to put it on or use it, but then other days I'm like, highlight me up. I do think it just adds like a nice touch to the cheekbones. And then I'll take whatever's kind of left on my finger and put it right here, because I don't like a super highlighted nose or upper lip, but just adding a little bit can make your face just look a little more like brightened up. So the next thing I do is my eyebrows, which you guys have probably been watching like, Laura, are you gonna do your eyebrows? Yes, I do them second to last, which might sound crazy. I know a lot of people do them first, so I do them last. I don't know, it's just always been how I like to do it. The first step in doing my eyebrows is to apply a little bit of powder to them. I don't use eyebrow pencil, I don't use like gel, but I use an eyeshadow, literally an eyeshadow, to fill them in just slightly. I lied about throwing away all my Naked products, obviously, because here is the Naked 2 Basics, which is just like these super natural colors. So as you can see, this shadow is completely gone. That is the one I used to use on my eyebrows. I now combine this color and this color, and that gets me like a nice light brown shade. I use a brush from ColourPop. It's like an angled brush like this. This works good for my eyebrows. So I just combine those two colors that I showed you, and I go in and I just fill in any areas that I think need a little assistance. Truthfully, guys, this is gonna sound crazy. I don't touch my eyebrows. I don't pluck them. I don't wax them. I don't thread them. I have not touched my eyebrows in over eye powder where I think I kind of have some gaps, and that's about it. I don't like change the whole shape. I don't really alter anything. Sometimes I fill in like this little front area is a little bit lighter on my brows, so I kind of put a little shadow there, but that's literally all I add to them. But I do have one more step that I'll share, which is how I get like my favorite eyebrows. But that's literally all I do for powder, just like the tiniest little bit. So this next product is called Soap Brows. It's by WB Co. It's been kind of a trend for the past year or two to have the laminated brow look, which is kind of when the hairs are pushed upward. Using soap brows gives you that appearance without laminating your brows. So I use this and I love the way it looks. It's a little different than how most people would do their eyebrows, but I just love the way it looks. I don't know. So this is a tin and it's literally soap. They give you a spray. This is the Prep Mist. And what you do is you take this, you spray this in, and then you take an eyebrow brush, get some of it, and apply it. So I'm going to show you how I do it. I do a couple of sprays. You'll see it's kind of like liquidy, and then I take the brush, get it in there, and kind of get the soap onto the brush. I wipe off the excess on the side so that it's not clumpy, and then I take my mirror and I brush my eyebrows up. Like that. And that's kind of what I do to my eyebrow. I'll put more on the brush. It stays kind of liquidy for a few minutes so you have some time. And then I do the other eyebrow. So that's what it ends up looking like. The eyebrow hairs are just kind of sticking upwards. That's how I do them. I like how they look like this. It's a little different, but I dare you to try it. You can honestly probably use like actual soap. I'm sure there's cheaper alternatives to actually buying this product, so definitely look it up if you're curious to try it. Okay guys, the last thing I do is my lips. I change up my products all the time, but usually my lips consist of a lipstick or some kind of non-drying like lip product and a gloss. I really don't use matte lipsticks whatsoever. Right now I've been into this combo, which is the Rare Beauty Dewy Lip Balm in Empathy. So it's like not a lipstick, but it's very pigmented. So I take this, which similar to my blush, it's kind of like a mauvey pink color. It's just kind of what I like. And I apply this really, really lightly, and then I use my finger and blot it out. So I take it like this. That's like all I add. And then I use my finger and kind of go like this. I don't really use lip liner a whole ton. I'm really just kind of into like a natural looking lip. So I'll put that on. Sometimes I add lip gloss, sometimes I don't. For the sake of the video, I will. This is Fenty in the color Fenty Glow. this and I just apply it straight on top of that balm. I usually focus it like in the middle like that, and then kind of on the cupid's bow, and blot it like that. And that's how I do my lips. So then after the lips are on, the makeup look is completed. So this is how I achieve my crazy colorful eyeshadow look. I hope that this video was at all helpful in sharing my routine with you. I hope you learned something or decide that you want to try something out that I did or used. But at the end of the day, I hope this just encourages you to be creative, to try new things, to break boundaries. At the end of the day, whatever you like and whatever you feel comfortable in is the best look for you. Whether it's doing crazy eyeshadow like I do, or if it's just putting on mascara, whatever you wear, I want you to feel empowered in that choice and happy in that choice, because it's what you decide, and that's all that matters. Who cares what anybody else says? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to my ASMR channel for more relaxing videos like this one. I hope that this one was relaxing for you too, and I hope you all have a great day. Remember, you are so